Hello traders, and welcome to the weekly outlook and setups volume 19. It's Ilya here, and as always we're gonna have a look at how the market developed this week. Did we have any nice opportunities, and do we have any for the upcoming week? So this week was NFP week. We had many erratic movements in expectation of the release. So we've had the release, and we're gonna analyze right now where the dollar is potentially going to take off so we can judge its direction and implement it into our other pairs. So if you've been watching my videos and you're enjoying them, make sure to hit the subscribe button, drop me a like, drop me a comment, and make sure to share those videos to get more exposure so that more people view this amazing content. So let's get straight for the analysis. As always guys, starting from the DXY, here we have daily time frame. So what I've identified for this for the market is that this trend has been a very nice upwards moving market since the beginning of 2018, and you can see how well the market is trending up. And even if you have a look at the most recent price action, you see let me just help you visualize it, this little trend line in here creating higher highs and higher lows. So currently the DXY is an upwards moving market on the daily time frame, so we should be basically looking for long opportunities. So what can I identify else from the daily time frame is that price action is currently entering into this kind of area here where price action had a lot of effort to push above. Then we had the breakout, and right now it looks like we're having the retest. So I'm more of a bullish bias for the dollar for next week. Looking at the 4 hourly though, we had a perfect head and shoulders formation here if you can visualize it. Then we had a push to the downside, lower high, pull back, and a very nice push to the downside. NFP wasn't that strong. We didn't have that much movement here. So let's see what happens next week. The levels I will be monitoring is probably this little level in here. So if price action breaks above it and then comes back for a retest, that's only when I will be looking for long opportunities on the DXY. And I will not be looking for shorts currently because we're staying in this very strong retest area, resistance turning support, and you can see the immediate reaction here. This bearish candle just entered into the zone and found immediate support. So let's see how the market opens. Which direction will the DXY pick? So those are the two levels I will be monitoring, 98.70 and 98.84. Make sure to include them on your charts and wait for breaks and retests. That's for the dollar. Our next pair is Euro USD as always. So you remember that we identified that the DXY was trending perfectly up, and you can see for Euro USD perfectly opposite correlation. You see this very beautiful downtrend, price action respecting the trend line, creating lower highs and lower lows. So we had a beautiful lower low being created here on the daily, and very alike the DXY. We're currently entering into, okay, I should update my version. We can clearly see that price action is currently entering into this area here, potential retest area where price action was failing to break below. Then we broke below, retest, and I'm having a very short bias on Euro USD. As for the NFP, we had spike to the upside, another spike to the upside, but you can see that price action is failing to break above, which indicates that there are a lot of sellers staying here into this level, trying to push the market down. So again, very kind of similar to the DXY, I will be monitoring for this kind of level. So this is my last high low, and I want to see it getting violated, and then a slight retest, and then I can start looking for short opportunities. First target will be 109. Yep, 1.09. And probably then I will be looking for new lows, new daily lows. Let's see if we have a Fibonacci here, probably from here to here. You can see we have a perfect 50% here. So potential target is 108 200s, probably even 108. So I will be monitoring for this long-term target, but you can see two daily rejections into the zone 4 hourly is struggling to break, so I am very short bias for Euro USD. Let's see if it plays out. Euro JPY daily time frame. So here we have a little bit of a different price action. So the trend is still down, but we had this massive impulsive leg to the upside, breaking those daily structures here. So I was long bias on Euro JPY, but you can see the price has been flushing down, just a nice leg to the downside, and we have this low to the downside here. So actually currently price action is in the middle. I cannot identify a level, so we had a very nice level in here where we found support, but we broke below it. So you see that's a very nice liquidity spot here. So let's drop down to the 4 hourly to have a deeper look. So you see price action broke below and has been consolidating for like 2 days. So really no movement on Euro JPY, very difficult pair to be traded. So let's see what happens for next week. What are my expectations? I will be monitoring for this level, 11.768. So this will be the level I will be monitoring. I want to see price action reach it. Give me a little retest here, and potentially I can go short on this one as well, as we are short on Euro USD. So let's see if this plays out. Really nothing else to look at. Price action is not clear. We have this kind of lower high formation here, and this one, that's a very kind of minor subliminal one, just slight push, pullback, and massive push to the downside. So let's see how price action manages to escape from this little consolidation here. Are we going to have a reversal on this market, or we're just going to have the retest of this level and continuation down? I will keep you up to date in the Telegram channel. Aussie USD daily time frame, very interesting situation here. So when I first have a look at this chart, I see wicks. So we have this very strong demand area. You can see spike, second spike, third spike, and then we had this 1, 2, 3 formation. Very bullish signal from the daily time frame. So I don't like it that I'm looking for shorts on Euro USD and for longs on the dollar, because it doesn't support this beautiful kind of reversal formation here. But let's see how the market opens. So I will just mark a quick daily level in here, bang, something like this, 67,700. So let's drop down to the 4 hourly to see what is going on, but the daily time frame is very bullish. So we just tapped into this demand area and we had a massive explosion to the upside. Aussie dollar has been very strong this week. So having a look at the 4 hourly, you can see a massive leg to the upside, breaking structure and currently approaching this daily level I just drew. So I will be monitoring how price action starts to react in and around this zone. If we start finding rejections and push to the downside, I may potentially look for a double top formation here to give me the reversal signal, or I will just wait for break and retest to the upside or for more structure to form. But ideally, I want to see a double top of the structure. I will not rush to enter any sales on market open, because we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know how the dollar will assimilate the news, the NFP results. So let's see what happens. Not a tradable opportunity for Aussie in the beginning of the week. Let's see how price action reacts here and what developments do we have. Looking at Aussie JPY immediately after AU kind of gives me more of a short bias for the Australian pairs. So let's dive deeper into this chart. So I want to identify to you this level here. So you saw price struggled a lot to break here, tried to push to the downside, it failed, massive explosion to the upside, retest of this level, failure for a whole week. I remember waiting for the long opportunities here, but they just didn't present themselves. And right now we have a break below this level. So this gives me a very short bias on the daily time frame. So this kind of indicates to us what the Aussie currency is going to do. Although that's a Japanese currency, AJ and AU are positively correlated. So if this one pushed to the downside, most likely AU will react as well. So currently price action is staying at this structural low level here. That's actually the last lower high formation, push to the upside. If we fail to break above, or if we start finding resistance in and around these areas here, so 72.65, let's say 72.65 will be our level. You can see how perfectly the line is being respected. Break hasn't been retested, so let's see. I want to see rejections from either this level or maximum at this zone. So we have two scenarios: price action starts to reject here, or price action comes into the level and then starts to reject. Let's monitor and I will keep you up to date, but that's a very nice opportunity for next week. NZD daily time frame, interesting situation here. Actually, price action is at crucial lows. Price hasn't been here since 2015, so this is a major demand area. So let's see what happens. Daily time frame, I can identify this as my last kind of a strong zone on the daily time frame. I can draw this like this, but it will become too big, so I will just make it smaller. So this is what I would take from the daily time frame. We have two spikes to the downside, bullish push, but you see how the rejections are starting to form. So the market is bearish. We haven't had any reversal signs here on the daily. So I'm still sell bias on this one, and it supports my bias on EU as well, and my potential long bias on the DXY. So you can see that is a very nice zone in here. Just took this zone from the daily time frame. If you want to know more in details how I identify those zones, make sure to let me know and I will create an educational video. So a very strong push to the upside here on the 4-hourly, break of structures, so currently looking very bullish. What I will be looking for this market though, as I identified this to be in a very strong area, I want to see the rejection first form. I don't care if I don't get at the top, because I will always get the retest back. I will have my lower high formation, and then I will start looking to ride this pair down. So looking for this one, for this situation on this market, we have this kind of trend line here. This is not a trend line, this just kind of indicates the direction of the market. So I really want to see a kind of a strong break below, and then I will start looking for my short opportunities, because I don't want to sell against all of this bullish momentum. So nice trade again. If the price action manages to find resistance here at this area, pushes to the downside and pulls back for us, maybe a little bit later in the week, probably Tuesday or Wednesday. So let's see, and I will keep you up to date. NZD-JPY is our next pair. Here we are on the daily time frame. So what do we have here? A very massive bullish push to the upside, followed by a bearish push, and price action started to trade down. You can see a lot of wicks here indicating a lot of selling pressure. So price action managed to create a very slight lower low formation here of this low. So I am more sell biasing it on this one. I will keep monitoring those for this level here. So you can see that's a very strong demand area. Let's see. Okay, the last time price was here was during 2012. Imagine this. So that's a very long time, and currently price is at a very, I would say, a new zone. Yep, you see the market has been trending down, so we're still trending down and we won't be looking for buys yet. So on the shorter term, what do we have after this bearish push followed by a bullish push, pullback here, consolidation, break of the consolidation, and currently retesting the consolidation. So we have no signal for sales yet, even though this is a very bullish push, so we might still continue to the upside. What I want to implement here a little quicker like this, something like that. So this is a liquidity area for me. We had an inverse head and shoulders here, break of the head and shoulders, and retest currently. So this gives me a little bit of a buy bias for this pair. So I will just wait to see how the NZD pairs develop. If NU finds resistance at the zone I just drew, and this one starts to push to the downside, I may look for something like this. If it pushes, break of this zone and retest back to ride it down to this 66.800s. So no opportunity for this one. I do not want to go long on NZD-JPY, taking into account the overall bearish trend and the bearish structure on the shorter time frames. So no tradable opportunity for Monday on this one. Let's see how it develops, and we can potentially trade it on Tuesday and Wednesday. USD Swiss daily time frame, a very difficult pair recently. So looking at the daily time frame, this structure is very bullish. You see we broke above this very strong supply area, currently sitting at another one. I will just make sure to tap a quick level in here, something like this, a little bit lower. Okay, that is actually 1.000. So this is a major level of this market, a very round number, I would say, just one. Interesting. And you can see how price action just tapped at it and immediately flushed down. So very debatable pair. I heard there were a lot of things happening with the Swiss franc, some big bank transfers, which kind of made this pair very, very volatile. And I didn't touch it this week. So what do we have? Most recent price action, that is a perfect bullish structure here. However, it kind of starts to get violated. We failed to break above this very massive key level, and we actually broke below this kind of structure. So I'm more of a sell bias on this one, but just reminded of myself that I am bearish on Euro USD. So if you want to go short on Euro USD, this one should be pushing up. So really guys, let's see what happens for the beginning of the week. I will just mark this higher low formation. That's the major higher low. So as long as price action is staying above this one, we can potentially be looking for long opportunities. And you can see, I guess that was NFP in and around this massive wick to the upside, another wick to the to the downside, then followed by another wick. And we can just see a nice push to the upside, and I really hope we do. So no tradable opportunity on USD Swiss, but I will really decide if I should enter Euro USD just by looking on USD Swiss. So let's see. Let's have a look at USD JPY daily time frame. So what do we have here? A massive bullish push to the upside, pullback, failure to create a new high. So this gives me the sell bias immediately, and you can see price action is trying to create a new lower low, but it's kind of failing. This body closed below the wicks of those, so this may be counted as a lower low, but really nothing yet. So I think that is a nice leg on the 4 hourly. So I will just put in my fips. Do we have any daily levels? Probably not. I don't see any liquidity spots here, so I will drop down to the 4 hourly time frame to analyze. So massive leg to the downside. JPY was very, very, very strong this week. So a lot of the JPY pairs got influenced by UJ. So looking at the 4 hourly time frame, we had lower high push, and on NFP we had this massive push to the upside here. So looks bullish. However, we're still staying below this kind of level. So this is my shorter term level. However, I will be monitoring for the 50 and the 61.8% pocket. So if price action breaks above this level, I will keep in mind that there are Fibonacci levels here. So as for the beginning of the week, there is really nothing to be traded. I will wait for price action to reach this level here, 107.200. And if I start seeing rejections, I may look for short opportunity if my criteria is met. But for now, it's just a patience game, and let's see how it develops. USD CAD, guys, I skipped the analysis of this pair the previous week. I don't know if you noticed this, but this pair was just a mess. So this week we had the break above this consolidation that has been here for more than 2 weeks. And right now we look like we're going to retest back down. So I will maybe kind of plot a quick zone in here from the daily time frame, and I will switch to the 4 hourly. You can see how ugly price action was, and we had this massive manipulation to the downside and then immediately returning back, retest, and currently looking very bullish. So still we have Fibonacci levels to fulfill probably. This will be a 38.2, but we have the 50 and 61.8 on bottom, so keep that in mind. Price action seems to find some sort of support, but sellers are still more. So I will be very patient with this pair because it is madness what is happening here with all of those consolidations, manipulation to the downside, inducing a lot of sellers that were awaiting a break of the consolidation, and then just boom, immediate reversal. Retest right now looks very bullish, but I will not trade it until I see my signals. So that's for USD CAD. Very simple break and retest of consolidation and resistance. So let's see if it found support or it continues to push down. If it pushes down, I will wait for a retest of this zone and continuation down. So actually here we have 1.33. Make sure to include it onto your charts because that is a massive level in this market. So that's for USD CAD. Let's have a quick look on the GBP pairs. So Euro GBP, bearish structure, bearish daily structure, and you can see the last few weeks we've been having this pullback to the upside, a lot of rejections and very unclear price action. Even if you have a look on the 4-hourly, we just had this kind of corrective movement, but I couldn't identify any structure except for this key level here. And you can see how perfectly price action tapped into it and immediately rejected and went to the upside. However, right now price action is failing to break above the resistance of this range. So I identify this market as a consolidation, support and resistance. So what do we wait for? You can either trade the resistance. If price action comes back here, you can start looking for signals to go short. Or if price action comes here, you can start looking for long opportunities. But I will be more inclined to wait for break and retests to the upside and break and retest to the downside, because that's when clear direction is shown and that's when your probability is increased most. So looking at this, Euro GBP resisting from resistance, I would expect GBP USD supporting from support, right? So we have something like this. You can see, let's first check the daily. Bullish push to the upside, pull back, and again, very kind of ugly consolidation here. Wick to the upside, wicks to the downside. Let me search for a quick level in here. Probably this is a retest area here, 22.85. I will just plot it in quickly just to know where price action is. But it doesn't look good on the 4-hourly, so I will just delete it. And what do we have here? So we had this bearish structure, violation of this structure, so currently looking bullish, right? So we were bearish on Euro GBP, so this should be bullish. What levels can I identify? Well, really no levels to identify. This is our last kind of weak area. So price action tapped into it and rejected immediately. What I will be waiting for though, guys, I will be very conservative and I will wait for a break, high formation being created, and then a retest for higher low formation to go long on GU. I wouldn't be taking any trades on this one, especially this month, as we have the 31st of October. So I think the market will be very uncertain up until now, and you can see by the price action. So let me hop on to GBP NZD because I had this requested in my previous video. So let me just go again through my thought process. What do we have on this market? A bullish push to the upside, a little failure here to break this level. However, right now we broke the level, created a new higher high, push to the downside for a higher low, failure to continue to create higher high. So currently we're in a bearish market. Currently, I will just include this little trend line in here, and you can see that price action is finding support currently at 1.94. So make sure you implement this level onto your charts. Okay, 94 you see. So let's see 4-hourly. You can see the bearish structure here, break of this very strong level, but we have a massive wick here to the downside. So I am short bias still. I will keep in mind this big zone in here so that I may not go short in around these areas, because I will have too little space to take profit. I will probably wait for price action to come into the trend line, reject again, and then I can look for short opportunities. Or if this trend is about to reverse, then I will wait for the break of this trend line and a retest back. But you can see on the 4-hourly we're currently in a downtrend, but from the daily we're having a break and retest of this zone. So this pair is currently very debatable. If you start wondering, should I go short or should I go long, just leave the chart, because if you're wondering too much, then probably you're not getting a clear price action. So a clear price action for me will be a retest of this trend line, rejection again, and push down for a new lower low, or for a reversal we might have some double bottom in here. More price action is needed to tell exactly what is going to happen with this market. However, I will tell you that for now I am sell bias. Wrapping up this video with gold, so I will again start analyzing gold. What do we have here? We have bearish structure. You can see we can even plot a quick trend line in here just to know the direction. 0.1, 0.2, expecting 0.3 right now. So I have those levels in here. I found them through my kind of a little bit deeper analysis. So 1520 is a key level, and to the downside you have 1486. So those are key levels that are respected in this market. You can see, so those are a little bit more advanced levels. So if you want to know more about it, make sure to get in touch with me. Daily time frame, massive spike here exactly into my level, and currently indecision doji, long legged doji. 4-hourly massive bearish engulf, immediately returning. So price action is currently resisting at this kind of area here. What I will be waiting for is for price action to violate this higher low formation of this short-term upward moving market, break. I expect it to find support at my key level, then I will wait for some kind of a retest, and then I will ride this pair down to 1450, which is again a major level. And I think that gold is heading downwards. I feel it this way. Massive push to the downside, pull back here, failure to break. You can see where the zone comes from. It comes from here. So let's see how price action reacts here. We might have a little push here into this zone again to reject, and this will be the perfect short. So I will be monitoring gold for short opportunities. And that's for this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. You found something valuable from it. You will get your charts ready for the next week and you will crush it. If you like this video, you know what to do. Hit the like button, subscribe, and share this video with your trading friends. And let me know if you want me to discuss a certain topic related to anything. So thank you for staying up until now. I really appreciate it, and see you on my next educational video that will be published tomorrow. Thank you and take care.